Well. Today, we are again bringing Bank of Uganda to you to try to discuss a few things here and there relating to the mandate, but especially things that pertain your day-to-day activities. Today, we are going to talk about loan management, and all you need to know about loans. How do I acquire a loan in a financial institution? How do I pay back my collateral I've taken in my house? We are going to talk about those things today. So, as you may all be aware, our mission is to foster price stability and a sound financial institutions. The two aspects, price stability and a sound financial institution or sound financial system, depend on the actions that you as our stakeholders undertake, and also the decisions that us as the central bank do or undertake. So today we are looking at financial institutions, and if you ever been in business, you'd very well know that to prosper you need to many times take a loan to beef your business. But in many times we have had complaints where people are saying we have taken loans, but the banks have targeted to take our property. And many times we have advised our financial consumers and the complainants that the banks don't target your property, but sometimes they take your property because you fail to pay. Now, what makes someone fail to pay? Under what circumstances do you fail to meet your loan obligations in this financial institution? You start so well. You go to a bank, you apply for a loan, the bank assesses your situation, whether you're able to pay, whether your project is bankable, and you are good up to some point when you start struggling to pay, and then you are in trouble, and then you start throwing words against each other. The banks are thieves. This person the client is a thief, doesn't want to pay. Today we are talking about what can lead to failure of servicing your loan, and definitely eventually it leads to instability in the finance sector. I want to bring to your attention the things you need to take care of if you're going to take a loan. Number one, take a decision, sit at home and take a decision. How much of the loan do you want? And that decision should also inform you which bank are you going to in order to get that loan. Some banks deal with corporates where they need bigger loans. They deal with people who take bigger loans, maybe in billions, in many hundreds of millions. There are some banks that take smaller loans that we normally call microfinance loans, small loans, and also go up to bigger loans. So you need to decide how much you want to take. And then how much you want to take as a loan is also dependent on which kind of business you're doing. Don't be overambitious and take a huge loan because you want to expand your business in a short time, but you don't have the clientele and the turnover to support that loan. The decision of how much you want to take as a loan should be informed by how much your business is paying you, because you need to pay this loan back. So the turnover, the returns in your business will inform you how much you want to expand your business and how much you need to get in terms of a loan, because you have to pay back. That's number one. Number two, once you decide how much you want to get in terms of a loan, and you decide which institution you want to get a loan from, then you need to sit down and negotiate. The negotiation should be in two terms. Number one, what is the interest rate you should take at? This is the liberal market, where, like last time I was telling you, you could be two different individuals taking the same amount of money, but paying different interest rates, and this is dependent on the negotiating power. So please negotiate the interest rate you're going to take, but also most importantly, the period, the terms. For example, do you want to pay after every month you pay your installment? Do you want your installment period to be 2 months, every 2 months, or every 6 months? Again, this is dependent on your financial institution. I know some business people who have bigger loans that have decided for us, our installment period is going to be 6 months. So every 6 months, you take back, you take your installment and interest. So that's number two. You must decide which payment interest rate and payment period in terms of paying your installment, you're going to take. Number 3, if possible, and I want to insist on this one, if possible, avoid getting a loan in foreign currency. You're earning in shillings. You have a shop in Chikubo, they're paying in shillings. You have a shop in Arua, in Iganga, or Jinja, or anywhere. You're being paid in shillings. You're selling in shillings. And you want a loan in dollars or shilling. Probably you want to show off. Or probably you think the shilling is losing value, so you want to go for a dollar, which you think is more stable. My friend, when the dollar prices go high, you're going to cry. You might see that you're servicing your loan very well until the dollar misbehaves and prices go high, and you fail to pay to meet it because of the exchange rate, and you fail to pay that loan. So I'm trying to advise, don't go and get a loan in foreign currency if you are not earning in foreign currency. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to pay the loan. You're getting the same amount, you're getting the returns, but because the dollar exchange rate has gone so high, you will find it difficult to service your loan. So if you can, and if you're not earning in dollars, don't get a loan in foreign currency. That's number 3. Number 4, what do you notice about a loan? After getting the loan, the banks analyze your loan payment. They give you a payment schedule. Either you're going to pay every month, you're going to pay every installment every 2 months. Please stick to the payment schedule. And the best way you can stick to the payment schedule is by sticking to investing the money for which you, in a business or in an activity for which you got the loan. Many times, and I'm telling you this through experience, because I also almost went into such trouble. When you get the loan, you might get a loan because you want to build a school. Many times, what people do is that you get a hot deal, what you call a hot deal, and you have got land. Someone is selling land, and you're thinking the person is selling land cheaply. So you will decide, let me first get this Kaguyao, and you buy land in anticipation to resell this land immediately, and you pay the loan. Do you see how you can take a whole year or 2 years without reselling that land? What if that land is fraudulent, and you have no title, and you bought air, and yet you have a loan to service? The following month, you're starting to service a loan. So don't ever be tempted to try to divert the use of the money away from the purpose for which the loan was supposed to do. So please avoid diverting the money. Put the money where the bank analyzed and you indicated you're going to put the money. If it's a shop, put it in a shop. If you got a loan to buy a car, please buy a car. Don't. Some of you want to multiply the loan and get the money in other areas which you never expected to do. Number 5, I think we are at number 5. Like I mentioned, stick to the payment schedule. Why do I say this? Many times people get the loan and you have a payment schedule, you pay every month, but because you have again other things, you've got something to cover. Either you have school fees, you pass by school fees, I'll pay the installment next month. It's okay, 2 months are not so bad a deal. And then you divert the money slightly that for the payment, for the installment, and then by the time you come to pay the loan or the installment, the 2 months have passed. And you know what it means? The bank is already starting to get scared of your payment plan. And secondly, already you are getting a penalty for a month gone without payment. Now that penalty, they will add on to the payment installment. So it will accumulate, and then eventually you have a huge amount to pay in an installment, and before you know it, another month has come and you have failed. Then there are 3 months you've failed to pay. There are penalties plus installment plus principal plus interest. Now combining those 3, penalty, installment amount, which is the principal, and interest, you will know that you're already going into difficulties in paying the loan. You may not, you already have other things to meet. You have domestic responsibility you're meeting. You are going to have trouble with servicing the loan. So the best thing to do again, stick to the payment schedule. Say that every month you meet the installment, pay the way it is. First pay off the loan before you can take everything else, because the loan failure to pay the loan installment has ramifications, and you end up having issues with paying that loan. Number 6, if you get issues in the course of paying your loan, either with your business, and then your customers have reduced, the turnover of business has reduced, don't give up so easily. Go to your bank, walk to your branch manager, and ask this guy to help you to reschedule the loan. We call it loan restructuring. Loan restructuring means they will reduce the payment, the loan installment you're paying, and they extend your period, so you don't feel strenuous to pay the loan. Otherwise, if you have a business trouble or you have a business constraint, either you have reduction in your customers, you have got some hiccup somewhere, probably you were attacked by thieves and they took away the money probably that you would have used to pay, or your business has been hit by again thugs, and then you cannot sell easily, you have less capital. Walk to the bank and explain. Don't lie. Explain to the bank that this is what happened in real life, and I'm asking, please restructure my loan. I'm not saying I'm not going to default. Restructure my loan, and I want an extension of my payment period so that I can be able to size down my installment amount. I'm sure the banks will do that, hit your advice, because they want that relationship to continue. Secondly, they want this loan to be paid back. Thirdly, they are human beings who also understand what goes on. As long as there is evidence of what happened to you. If conditions persist, I mean the conditions of this loan, your business getting worse. For example, it could be guys who are in Owino, that the fire just came and gutted your business, and your business is just erased and it's down. And remember, you left your property in a bank as collateral security. Again, walk to the bank, because the first month you've been paying well, but now when the property is either burnt down, your business is burnt down, and now the only thing that the bank is remaining with is the collateral. Go to the bank and negotiate for you to sell your collateral and pay back the loan in a good way. And this is very important, by the way, to you, our listeners, and the borrowers especially, or the potential borrowers, you and me. Go to the bank and discuss with them your challenge that you have faced, and ask them that you want to liquidate your property yourself so that you can be able to pay the loan, and you remain with some balance. If you just run away, the Baganda sent you musango toguma zambiro. If you just run away and you abandon the loan, definitely the bank will close onto your property and they will take it. And this becomes a little bit dangerous, because they are going to sell either business property or whatever it is. As long as you offer this as a security, they are going to sell it at a forced sale value. And yet, if you sold it willingly in a good condition, you would sell it at a market price. And the two are different. Market price is always higher than the forced sale value, because for the forced sale price, the bank wants only to recover its money. But for you have even interest beyond the loan. Probably, usually the banks give you the loan, they accept security, which is above and over your loan amount. So don't lose that amount above and over the loan. Sell it yourself, pay back the bank, and you remain with the balance. Probably, who knows? God is there. You will use that balance to start over again, and you'll be a better person. So please avoid that. Now, usually people go to get a loan when they're anticipating some things. Probably you're selling your land, and then it is delaying. But now you can't get a loan. 1 week down the road, 5 days, you sell your land, and you have got the capital you wanted, so you no longer need a loan. What do? Do you still stay with the loan, and then you've also got the money, which money you now no longer want from the bank because you have your own? Don't stick with that money, because it's repayable with interest, and yet you have got your money which is not having interest be paid back. Go to the bank, as long as it's within the 10 working days after you've acquired this loan. Move to the bank and tell them, I have got my loan. I came here when I was burning, I got the loan, but I was expecting money somewhere else. Now I have got my money. I have now cooled off. I need to bring back your money back because I've got my money. The bank cannot refuse to take this money back because you are not going to use this loan. As a way of safety, you will take this money back, but you are obliged, this is very important, to pay not more than 5% of the loan, the total loan you have taken. If the bank says, just bring our loan and you go without paying any administrative services, well and good. But because the banks run around to do your mortgaging, to verify whether the security is okay, for the guys who are coming to check where you stay, guys who are running up and with the lawyers to verify this and that, they go through what we call the administrative costs. So that's what, in the spirit of that very arrangement, the Bank of Uganda came up with the guidelines. In the guidelines, we have what we call the cooling off period, where we allow you to take back the loan, and you get back either whatever they are taken from you, but the essence is you take back the loan and you get off the risk because you have got your money, which you're not going to use eventually, and then you'll be safe. So you are only going to pay the 5% of the administrative cost instead of the entire interest rates that are going to be accruing every month and you service the loan, which you never wanted. Number two, the cooling off period also helps you to have, within 10 working days, you can take the money back and you actually remain free of any loan. But also, most importantly, the cooling off period only affects, and it can only be used by the interest is with the lower borrowers, under 3 million. Beyond 3 million, we can't protect you, you need to use your lawyers. Now, as long as within 10 working days, you can take back the loan and you are free, as long as they don't charge you beyond 5% of the total amount of the loan you've taken. Now, why are we coming back to you on the issue of the loan? It's again you and us that can stabilize this finance sector. We want people to borrow money from the bank, pay it back, and then you thrive with your business. If you borrow money from the bank and you fail to pay, it means the banks are going to struggle to get money to pay to other people. It means the interest rates are going to go high because someone is going to come to borrow money from the bank, but the money is not there. So that means, the higher the demand, the higher the price. So if people are demanding for more money because some people have defaulted, then the banks will have no choice apart from increasing the prices for the available money, which will have to lend other people. So for us to reduce on the interest rates that we are saying they are so high, we need to reduce the risk of default. People who borrow money from the banks and they don't pay back. And the best way we can do it is to encourage you people to know how to manage your loan so well. And we have gone through all those things, how we can manage your loan so well, manage it well, stick to the payment schedule, stick the value, the importance of why you got that loan, stick to that purpose, and eventually you and us shall be able to maintain the financial sector and keep the stability, so that anytime you want to borrow, you can borrow, and anytime you want to improve on your business, you can easily improve on it. So I am waiting to listen from your comments, so that we can be able to move together. I want to encourage again all of us to look at our banks as friendly, people who support our businesses, people who are here to make money while they also help us to make money. And once this happens, we shall be good to go, we shall develop our economy together, and this economy will be good for us, all of us. Raymond Mushabe is saying, say something about payoffs, where one decides to pay off a loan before loan payment expires, is made to pay the entire due principal and interest, as well as the extra penalties. Is this fair? This is what I've been talking about. It's not fair at all. And again, Bank of Uganda, envisaging this, they came up with the consumer protection guidelines. You are not supposed to pay beyond, actually you're not supposed to pay interest. But my cue, I indicated one thing. It must be within the 10 working days. 10 working days. Those are the 2 weeks. Monday to Friday, again Monday to Friday. Once you are within those 10 working days, majestically and peacefully walk to the bank and say, hey, thank you for giving me the loan. Here is your loan back. I don't need it. I have already got my money. Oh, I no longer need this loan. I brought it back. Please, I want either whatever you had put there as your security, I want it back. And you are only obliged to pay 5% of the entire loan as administrative costs again, not as interest, as administrative costs, as costs of managing and processing that loan, not interest rate. There is no reason you should pay all the interest rate for the money not used, because the reason for interest rates is you are using this money and you are paying us for using that money. But if you have not used the money, why should you pay interest rate? Please don't do that. And if you ask you to pay for the interest rate, as long as within the 10 days, please come to Bank of Uganda. We have a complex handling desk. Write to Bank of Uganda. But even if before you write, this is your bank. Walk to us, tell us this. We shall even guide you how to write, and then you'll be able to. But again, the cooling off period, I said, it only helps people who are within 3 million and below. So, Mr. Mshabe Raymond, don't go with the loan. Don't pay interest on the loan which you have not used as long as within the 10 days. The cooling off period is within the 10 days. Take back the loan. Pay only an administrative fee of less than 5% total amount of the loan. As long as that is done, you and us again, we shall be able to fix our finance sector to work for all of us. Refunding the money is quite tricky. If I borrow 1 million, they may credit me around 950,000. But returning the 950,000 implies that the full amount isn't returned. It means I have to add more 50,000 shillings. I believe there are also other costs when I have to retrieve my security. Kindly add on that. Thanks. No, the 5%, I have indicated, the 5% administrative cost that you have to pay when you take back this money within the 10 days. It covers all the costs of retrieving security, of mortgaging this, going to wherever your land office is to look at land search and all that. But look, if you're getting $1 million, the 5% you have said it here is probably 50. It shouldn't go beyond that. And you are talking about million, but if you are getting around $1 billion, like 3 million, let's say 3 million. 3 million, it is some good amount of money. Say it's 150. It doesn't go beyond that. Secondly, the people who are running around with your mortgage, security and all that, they are staff of the bank. This administrative cost is to help them to transport, go here and here. But it's not to pay them to do that because they're already staff of the bank. It's part of the process. So, the Financial Consumer Protection Guidelines envisaged all that the cost of running around should not exceed 5% of the total loan amount. So again, don't go beyond, don't pay beyond what we have prescribed, because when we were setting up this guideline, we saw all that, and even us, by the way, borrow from commercial banks, we know what it means. So this again is to help the bank to be fair. To be fair to the bank because they have incurred the cost of processing your loan, but also to be fair to you as a consumer because you haven't used this loan. So you shouldn't pay a lot so much they shouldn't penalize you for not using the loan. In fact, they should thank you for being honest to take back the loan which you haven't used instead of taking it and you don't pay back. Is there any Islamic bank in Uganda that can give me a loan without interest? Yes. Yeah. Islamic bank is yet another area that Bank of Uganda picked out of interest, and you know that when the law passed and the guidelines also passed, Bank of Uganda is now trying to license Islamic banks. I want to tell you that there are quite a number of applications that we have received, that we are evaluating, that we are assessing before they start giving out these loans. But I need to also to sound a warning. Islamic loans or products are not just for you to go and pick and come. There are also things that go with them, the regulations and rules that go with them. One, you need to declare fully the profits you've got on the Islamic products, such that you share the profits. So you get it without interest, because Islamic faith and the fundamentals don't believe in interest, paying interest on the loan, because it's against the faith. But you must also declare, it's against faith for you to lie. You must declare that this is the interest I've got, and this is the loss also I've got. So there are also going to be technicalities of you declaring fully the interest you've got, and also you not lying that you have got a loss and yet you've got profits. So when time comes, we shall of course again come back to you. We shall organize one day when we shall talk about online Islamic banking. I want to encourage you to keep on our line. we shall talk about Islamic banking. But we are licensing, to come to your question clear, we are licensing Islamic banking windows where people can go and get Islamic banking products, such that ultimately you can get a product of your choice. If you don't believe in interest rates, you should not go and pick products that have interest rates. If you don't believe in this one, you can go. We want to have a wide range of choices people can pick from, and then you be able to service your loan in good faith and in the region that you believe in. So I want to thank you so much, you people, for being and always being at this. The essence of coming us is for you to be informed. I don't want you to be caught off guard, where someone cheats you. We had, and we are paying interest as BOU, that some people, for you to get loans, they ask you for kickback. They're not doing you a favor. You are, the customer is the king, you know this very well. By you going to the bank to either take your deposits or get a loan, they're not giving you a favor, because that money is not for free. It's like me going to a shop to buy bread. They're not doing me a favor to buy bread. I can go to another shop. You are, in fact, you're trying to do each other a favor. You provide the money, which I cannot easily have, but I'm also paying interest. You're doing business. So business takes the two to tango. Don't ever pay a bribe to get a loan. That's wrong. It's okay, and I don't want to encourage you again, if someone just said, thank you for working on my things faster. Like I go to a restaurant and I tip someone. That can be, but you to go and you say the files have failed to move, so you need to pay transport to move the files around 1 million if you're getting 10 million. That's wrong. And I want to remind you, you who is paying, don't forget that all those ones are in your costs of a loan. This guy who is asking for money from you won't be there when you struggle to pay back the loan. You're just increasing the interest they're going to pay on the loan. So don't encourage corruption in the finance sector. That's where people are failing to pay loans, because you get $1 billion, you're leaving 20 million as bribe. And when you're paying a loan, you're struggling for interest because you've also included the bribe you paid in the process of getting a loan. Please, if you fail to get a loan in one bank, go to another bank and you get a loan. If this bank fails to give you a loan, move to another bank and you get a loan. Now we have 26 banks. You can't fail as long as you have a good viable project that you can easily share with the banks. They want you because their business is money selling business. And also, you also want the bank because they provide capital and finances which you may need to use for your business. So we need each other. There is no reason we should start going to look at business, asking for bribes, then we are going to spoil the entire sector and then we shall be in trouble. Raymond, you're back to us and saying, thank you for the response. However, I meant if, say, you had borrowed to pay back in 3 years, you pay well, and after 2 years, you get the money to pay off the loan after 2 years. Of course, you will, oh, I get you. So you're saying after it's not within the 10 days, after 10 days, you want to pay off the loan before the expiry date. Now, this again comes to negotiation with your bank. There, our rule is clear. We are not there. For us, we are up the level where it's 10 days and there is that cooling off period. After the cooling off period of 10 days, if it's 1 year, 2 years, and you're remaining with 3 years and you want to pay off the loan and do other things, now you need to go and negotiate with the branch manager. Because for them, they have now encumbered that money to you and they've not lent to another person. Probably at the time, this is the trick a bit about it. The banks borrow money to lend to you. So imagine the bank borrowed the money at 12% to lend to you at 15%. And then you have used it for 2 years and you want to return it without interest in the other remaining period. It is very difficult that the bank will again get someone to lend at that period, especially if the interest rates have gone down. Imagine now the Bank of Uganda reduces CBR at 9%. You could have got this loan when the CBR is at 10% or even 12%. And they lent you for 3 years at some maybe 20% as interest rate. Now, when you return to us, to the bank, you return at that amount and you expect the bank to waiver the interest for the other 3 years. But now, when the bank is getting money back from you to pay to another borrower, they will not lend that borrower at the 20% because the interest rates have now gone down. probably that's the reason they lend you at that very, they want you to pay all the interest. But again, it's about negotiation. You go to a branch manager, negotiate with them, and bring your money earlier than it is supposed to be brought back. What do you do? Can you reduce on the percentage? I'm sure the banks will negotiate with you, and they see how do you. So again, negotiation. And negotiation skills are very important for you to have, for any business person to have as a business person. Name some of those banks, please. I don't know which banks you're trying to name, but I can't name the banks. I don't want to name the banks that I don't know whether you meant about corruption. So take note of, just go around and check on such things. Is there any Islamic bank in Uganda? This one I had answered already. We are licensing, and we shall come back to you and tell you which banks we have licensed, which banks we have Islamic windows, and which banks offer Islamic products. And once that is done, you will be having a range of products that you can easily. But again, there is what we call the key facts document. I remember I talked about it one time. When you're getting a loan, don't take that loan without signing that key fact document, especially when you're within a 3 million and below. I'll ask the lower customers, take your loan when you have filled in the key facts document, because like them sounds, it provides the key facts about that loan. How much interest are you paying? Which regime is it? Is it flexible exchange regime? What are the costs? If I bring this one, because most banks are like Raymond, you asked when I pay before the total payment period. What do usually your key fact document should state what are the costs. If I pay before, do I pay for all the interest rate, or there is a percentage? All these are stated in there. What are the risks? If I fail to pay in a month, one installment, what are the penalties? The key fact documents indicate all those risks that you incur and also the benefits that you have. So please sign that document, read it very well, carefully, understand it, and then sign it, bring it to the bank before you can acquire a loan. Don't take, those are small documents you might take for granted, but they may mean a lot when it comes to paying back that loan. Is there a ceiling on interest rates charged for banks and MDIs? There is no ceiling. The ceiling is your information, your knowledge. That's why we are here today, actually. That's why we come to this platform. Our role is to empower you, to know what is going on. What is now the interest rate in the market? What is the average interest rate in the market? Now, once you're empowered, that's the best you can ever give to any bank. Because when you go there, they tell you it's 30%. And yet you know that the other banks are paying, charging 20% or even 19%. I know banks that are even paying 18% today as a prime interest rate. Now, for you, the banks have no incentive to overcharge you because they know that you are knowledgeable, that you will always know that they have cheated you and you always hate them. I saw one advert one time where a guy went and printed the poster and put on his car and said, "This bank cheated me with this money." I saw a bank going after this guy and they negotiated with this guy. That's the power I want you to have. That you can, don't go and spoil the bank's name, but I want you to be empowered, that you can always go and negotiate and put the banks to the task to explain some weird transactions on your account. Once you're empowered, we shall be good to go, and the sector will be safe and stable. And if you're not, then for us, we shall be in someone is saying, thanks for your response. I know that Islamic loaning consists of sharing losses and profits. Yes, I wanted you to direct me to those banks if they are existing. Yeah, thank God you said you know the Islamic fundamentals. The banks, again, like I said, we shall come back to you and tell you we are still licensing, we are scrutinizing their applications, and we shall come back to you. We always publish our things in the papers. We shall let you know the banks that are. Before we tell you, the banks will not have advertised to tell you, but we shall let you know. Just keep on this platform because we shall be having a lot of information to share with you, a lot on this platform. But also we need your feedback, a lot of your feedback, because from your feedback we do reports and we share with our bosses so that they can know what is the public is thinking about the whole sector. And with you and us this side, the sector will be good and the economy will be growing at a faster rate, because you'll be able to borrow money, do your business, return the money, employ other people, and then the sector goes round and around. We share funds. So our viewers, I think we can say it's a day. It was a good interaction. We want to keep this interaction ongoing, and we only depend fully on your feedback, on your questions, issues, out all those issues. I was the other day in Kaliro, I was in Jinja, and I was watching news, and there is a microfinance institution which was saying it was a bank, and it opened its shop. They didn't see the license, and then it started collecting deposits, and then they closed the shop again. They went away. Now I was wondering, you people, why do you give your money to an institution you don't know at all? Why? I've had many parents beating their kids for only wasting 200 shillings, for throwing 200 shillings. But you give an institution your millions of money because they are saying, be careful. Don't accept to take money to an institution which you don't know who licenses it, who supervises it. At least our institution, when they're advertising, they indicate supervised by Bank of Uganda. When you go to an institution, ask around, demand to see their license. See who is supervising them, who licensed them, because your money is paramount. We work hard to get money. We work hard. Personally, I work hard to get money. I don't want that money to get lost in 2 days. And then you start going and get a loan because you lost your money, which you would have used for your capital. Please, don't be gullible. Don't be people who can easily be deceived and then you take your loan. I think Raymond is talking about, someone is saying, I think Raymond is talking about the possibility of accrued interest. I think it will depend on the agreement which you signed. But I don't think it is right to pay future interest that hasn't accrued. We are talking the same language. That's what I was saying. Our role is to empower you. Go to the bank and negotiate. The banks feel different. You also feel different. You feel it's not good to pay interest in the future. True. And probably in accounting principles it could be true. But also the bank is telling you that the funds we lent to you were borrowed at a higher rate. But when you want to return it, and we lose interest for the other feature which we gave you, but we can't lend it at the same interest rate. Now, that's where the thing is. Now, that's what calls for you people to negotiate. Sit down, negotiate, and come up with an amicable solution for both of you to come out as victors. A win-win situation. The banks want the money back to lend to other people, but even you don't want to carry on the risk of the money, which you're not using. So, like you rightly said, go and negotiate. The banks have their reasoning, you have the reasoning. Can you meet together and reconcile your expectations, and you'll be good to go? Yeah, what can I say? We value your feedback. We value feedback so much. I want us to make this platform as engaging as much as possible, such that we get those issues. And by the way, don't take that the feedback we give us here ends here. We raise it with the responsible decision-making powers, so that we can see how we can move. And the cooling off period and all the things, they came from such engagements where people are complaining a lot. Why should I be charged for money? I have not even used a day. And policies were made. And today we are here. We are. Islamic banking, many people were saying, why shouldn't we get these products that are in other countries and people are benefiting from them? Today we have Islamic banking. The law was passed, the regulations were passed. We are now licensing. So please, let's keep this engagement cordial, and we value your feedback. I want to thank you so much for being here. Keep here. We want to be engaging at least a week, and we shall see how things go. Thank you so much, our stakeholders.